Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there Asiedu yopo.
I'll give him. You see, Moro, all jokes aside,
8 years.
But you see,
8 years.
Mustafa Gandhi says something that is very telling. And we shouldn't take it lightly. And I will repeat it here. I said we could have done the tour together, but the national chairman is doing it alone. It's very telling on your party that the national chairman is not working with the party. It tells you straight away that the national chairman is on a tour, campaign tour. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the president. He doesn't care about cabinet. All he's thinking about is that I want to be the next president. So I wouldn't allow Julius. Neither will I allow Ato to be in charge of things. I will frustrate them. I will tell the party people that they are frustrated and I am the hope. Because the person who told you that he was the hope cannot give you hope. It's very telling on the party. Then he talked about the relationship of party and government. There is no party and there is no government. Because if the chairman can go alone on a national tour without his vice, without his organizer, without his secretary, without his vice secretary.
Have you been watching the videos? In one of the videos, the vice is even behind him. So if you don't go, no, you are going on an erroneous.
When I finish, I wrote everything you talked about.
I hope Moro will allow
all your frustration. I wrote it down and I wrote the remedy for it. If the national chairman is going on a tour and you have the deputy general secretary of operations complaining that it should have been a collective thing, but not the chairman alone. Maybe today you go with you go with another MP and go and relieve the pain for 5-10 minutes, leave the place, and then what happens? He was saying that MP people are still in office. My regional organizer was sacked. In fact, he was swept out of the office. My regional secretary, he was kicked out like a football from his office at Pensions Authority Intercrady as a manager. They said, get out or you never see your peace. People have been sacked when they came to power. They couldn't create jobs. They haven't created jobs and they cannot create jobs. I'm telling you, authority. Because they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to help people. All they think about is a big push for themselves. And that is what we are seeing today. Then he talked about, he was praising the stability of everything. If you have stabilized everything as you claim you have, and you can't even stabilize your party, then it tells me a lot about you as a person. Because if you tell me that, oh, I have made sure that the people in my area, the people in my community, the people in my constituency, the people in this nation are better off, and in your own house, they are complaining, it's for Ghanaians to judge. That is there real stability in the economy or not?
It's evident.
Then they talked about issuing. I'll come to issuing warning in the party. They've issued warning to everybody, almost everybody. Even their poster, Musa Dangwa, has been issued a warning recently. Their poster, you've issued him a warning that you should stop the fake posts that he's doing. That is all they keep on doing. When you go and talk, and we'll come to that, when you talk even as an opposition or even as a party, but if you are not careful, you will be locked up. It tells you the type of government we are running. My brother, purchasing power has gone down. And when I talk about purchasing power, you know what I'm talking about. People's money in their pockets. You said you've brought inflation down to 3%. Bravo. You said you've stabilized the dollar or dollar CD. Bravo. But you see, whilst you were bringing things down, you were increasing all your, collections. Whilst you were bringing things down, you were increasing utilities. Water and electricity shot up by 29%. It's not 3% though, 29%. Then when people talk about it, you brought it down to say 24 or so. Bravo, you've done well. But you've forgotten that the salary they are getting is not contemporaneous to the take home now that they are getting. That is their purchasing power. Because once electricity has gone up by even 24%, it means that the little money I was using to purchase electricity today Now I'm going to use and reduce that money because my purchasing power for electricity is higher. And so my salary that I'm getting has become lower. People are complaining. People are frustrated. The biggest problem is where the direction of this country is going to. Because within themselves, this little thing I've told you, within themselves, they are fighting. We are in a country where over 6 months, in fact, it's getting to a year, almost a year, that 2 ministers died in a helicopter crash. That up till now, the president cannot take a decision to replace them. His party people have complained. Ghanaians have complained. He even told us that, oh, don't worry, I'm going to do reshuffle. I'll give you a Christmas present. I'll give you a Christmas cake. And that is a reshuffle coming in with 2 new ministers coming on board. These people are complaining because they are not getting jobs. Even the job openings that are there, they have not been occupied. As I sit here, ambassadorial positions have not been occupied. Some are gone, some are working there frustrated that even ambassador they can't get. My brother, what is going on in this country is that there is no hope. The hope is lost. The hope that they told us that Mahama was bringing has become a hole in the pockets of people. And so, jobs that they wanted to create for them are gone. The productivity that people have in their own businesses has gone down. The purchasing power that they will use to go and purchase the goods and services is minimized. What do you want them to do? So if you today, and you are not the first person, listen, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, almost every station I've gone to, when I go there, the person who is coming from the government machinery complains more than even me. So when I look at them complaining, I ask myself that, hey, now why buy mumpo nerusui na emi ameti na chief? Because if you in government, you are complaining, then those ordinary Ghanaians who stand in the queue after work for almost 2 hours before getting the trotro to go home. That ordinary Ghanaian who wakes up early in the morning, because now even we can't get some of the trotros to take since they came into power, and then they'll come and blame it on the NPP that, oh, the NPP drivers are not bringing the trotro out. When doomsday starts happening, then they'll tell you that, oh, there's arson because NPP people are going to burn Akosombo. When they can't do anything in the nation, they haven't got even one policy document out to tell us that this is the direction in which we are going, and that is the job we are going to bring. They tell us that, oh, right now the 24-hour economy is not a policy, but is an idea that needs to be rebirthed. Are we serious as a nation? My brother, if you people don't hold yourselves together and you are going to cry to us, and I give you an example. Where now, when you open your television sets, you see the roads minister going from contractor to contractor crying to them that they don't see the progress of work going on. They don't see the job going on. You open your television set again, then you see the chief of staff crying at his birthday prayers. You open the television again, then you see tons of NDC people crying to you. You pick your phone, then even an NDC member is crying to you that he doesn't know where they are going to. You know what crowns it all? This morning when I was coming, I read a very good message that my brother wrote on Facebook. And it's interesting for you to know that I'll read it out so that everyone will see what he wrote. It's very short but very precise. And this is from Krobia Kwabena Asante. You know him?
Yes.
Krobia. He says, when the national chairman of the NDC, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, begins pleading with party supporters not to place their hope in Dr. Baumia ahead of the 2028 election, then the political alarm bells are already ringing inside the governing party. That is why he won't even go for, cabinet meetings. Then he goes on. Such caution from one of the most experienced political figures in Ghana is not ordinary commentary. It is a clear sign that the grassroots are losing faith and searching for an alternative beyond party colors. We are open arms for them. This is no longer about unfulfilled social contract between government and citizens. It is about a broken covenant with its own party members who are disappointed with the leadership And in politics, a broken covenant is far more dangerous. The fear within the NDC is no longer voter apathy, but the possibility that their own base could cross the line and rally behind someone who has spoken and has shown them that there is a clear direction, that when they follow, they would see the future of Ghana bright. And that is Dr. Baumia in 2028. May our faith in life never shake like party leaders saying don't vote for the other side after disappointing their grassroots.
You got all these things right. You didn't disappoint your party foot soldiers. You made them happy.
You didn't say that.
No, I'm saying you're criticizing the NDC for not doing all of these things.
Didn't I?
So I'm
what
saying,
am I sitting here for?
Good. So and I'm asking, okay, is that to suggest that you got all those things right in the past?
Why were we voted out of power?
Okay.
You know why we lost 2 million of our voters? Not because the people are frustrated. They don't know what to do. So at the end of the day, they have to do some gimmick to act as if they are working. It's their frustration that is causing all these lockups and all these people going to cells and things. They are frustrated. The center is not holding. My brother, the key thing is about policy direction. If you ask me today, is there any policy direction by the NDC? I'll tell you that I'm sorry, no. Jobs. You are going to create jobs. The youth are frustrated. They are not getting jobs. What happened to the 133? One job, 3 shifts, 3 people. They haven't created a job to add the 3 shifts and add the 3 people. In fact, it's even gotten to a situation where the one job that is already in the system is being closed down because of doom so. People's warehouses or their, frozen, freezers and things are getting spoiled. So the little job that they have is being tied up. You spend 16 billion Ghana cedis to mop up the system, forgetting that what you are doing, you are punishing productivity. People's businesses are going down because now it becomes difficult for them to get money and make sure that they expand their businesses. People are not buying. Productivity, 24-hour economy. What has happened to it? They are going to create jobs in such a way that people can do it 24 hours. The market we are in today, that they say they are going to do 24-hour market, people are not buying in the morning. People are not buying in the afternoon. Neither would they buy up to 6 o'clock. Go and ask market women. They are frustrated. Go and ask people who are selling. They are frustrated. Even online people who are selling are frustrated. Because even the internet, sometimes when you use it, then it goes off. You use it, then it goes off. So sometimes you ask yourself, is it your end or the other end? Whether Sam George is doing this work well. Even Sam George himself is frustrated. Because last time when he took the laptop and he was going to show us how the AI works within the laptop did not come on. Even Sam George is frustrated. Everybody. Not only your people, everybody. Their party chairman is frustrated. Their presidential and their president, our president is frustrated. The chief of staff is frustrated. Everybody within and outside your party. I'm telling you, if you don't know, if the center cannot hold, what do they say?
Thanks for that part.
Thank you. At the moment, if you take the party NDC, everything has fallen apart. Someone who is supposed to sit here and give me hope. You said what? Mahama is the hope. Whether whole or hope. Today, it's telling us. Someone who is supposed to tell me that, listen, we are creating the 133. We are doing jobs. The 24-hour economy is on track. We can feel it in our pockets. Today is sitting here more frustrated than I am.
Because of the mess you left behind.
Oh, it doesn't matter. If we've led mess and 1 year, 3 months or 6 months down the line, you cannot correct the mess, then you are a very big disappointment as a government. I'm telling you the truth.
How about the case of David Esando? David Esando sat on radio and said Dumso was back. And we're also told he went on social media and then, put up the picture of the president and they wrote, Dumso is back. And as soon as he made those comments, we're told 10 armed men came and arrested him. And they claimed they were from national security. They took him to Kalkudi right here. And then, so the videos you saw were videos of Nanabi and Co. at the time when they were complaining about the arrest of David Esando. I mean, how do you explain that too? I mean, in the case of Abronia, yes, it's between him and a judge.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Moro, I'm not, I haven't followed that matter.
Okay.
I have not followed that matter. But I know if the guy didn't do anything bad, they won't ask him to come and account for. Moro, anything you say, anything you want to say, anything you want to do, whether through social media, through whatever means that you want to use to communicate, you ought to be very careful what you are saying.
Right.
You understand? So for me, I haven't followed that matter, and I don't want to go into
That's
it.
fine.
I haven't followed it.
Would you be interested? Would you be interested in finding out exactly why he was arrested?
Yes, I will. I'll check.
Okay.
I'll check. I'll find out.
Okay.
I'll
Because
find out.
even those of us
once
who are
it
sitting
affects
here,
my brother's party,
in fact, those of us in the media, as we're sitting here, we're not even sure why he was arrested. And the thing about national security is, if you don't have any strong connections in there, they hardly speak. Same with BNI. So it's always a challenge sometimes when you're trying to get some information, unless you have some strong connections there.
And sometimes
I have said it time and again that I think that when it comes to national security architecture, they must have a unit that speaks for them. It's extremely important. I don't know why we're struggling to do that. Of course, we're not saying they should speak
Moro, they cannot come and national security cannot be speaking. That one they cannot, because
how about the BNI?
They cannot. They cannot, Moro. If they go on that tangent, our security architecture will collapse. We will play, we want to play Chaskele with our security architecture. That I think that let's allow it to stay as it is. Because they are privy to information that we are not privy to. You understand? And they cannot put out every information into the public domain. That they cannot do. So for me, I believe they have reasons enough to invite Esando. So Esando and his judge, his lawyers, I'm sure they will be able to talk for him.
All right.
And they cannot gag him forever. The worst they can do is maybe to prosecute him and he go and defend himself.
Okay.
But that does not mean that we are gagging free speech. Other people previously were arrested.
Okay.
You understand?
All
The
right.
previous regime, we can count many instances where people were equally picked up for speaking. But I don't want to do equalization.
Okay.
All I want to appeal to the two political parties and political actors in this country is that let's be minded, let's be guided when we are speaking. Your words, some of the things we say about opponents, it destroys their family.
Right.
Some of the things we say about our opponents is sort of, the damage it has on them. You can't recover.
Okay.
You understand? So we ought to be very, very careful. I'm just saying that let's sanitize the political space.
You were very loud. You were very vociferous. And you were very, very unhappy. So the MPP and some Ghanaians want to find out from you, why are you doing the very things that you said you were not happy about, the very things that you kicked against, the things that even in some cases you had to go on a protest march to announce to the whole world that you were not happy with the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Now, yesterday, the flag bearer of the NPP and also former Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bamia also had cause to wade into this matter. He has actually issued a statement, and I'm sure that the statement is ready. Gentlemen, if we can put it up. It says, Office of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, flag bearer, New Patriotic Party. Democracy and free speech under siege. I have observed with great concern the endless assaults on the fundamental rights of officers, activists, and supporters of the New Patriotic Party across the country by the National Democratic Congress government. These attacks, arrests, detentions, and unconscionable bail conditions have been a persistent feature of the NDC government since they took office on the 7th of January 2025. The latest of such acts of intimidation has been the arrest, detention, and subsequent release of David Esando for lamenting on social media about the return of Dumso and the bizarre decision to put the MPP Bono Regional Chairman Kwabena Bafo Abronye into custody. Good. Now, these actions undermine the speech, undermines free speech and are setting Ghana's democracy backwards. I condemn in the strongest terms the unholy collaboration between the executive, state investigative agencies and some elements within the judiciary to use intimidation and harassment to silence members of the New Patriotic Party. I therefore serve notice to officers of the state who are active participants in this unholy enterprise to the day of accountability will come and the abuse of state power will be accounted for. The patriots around the country, I urge you all to stay firm by refusing to succumb to intimidation while continuing your civic duty to hold the government accountable to its promises. We fought hard for this democracy, and as a party, we cannot surrender it to intimidation from those who possess temporary power today. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Accra, Wednesday, 13th May 2026. Indeed, the Daily Guide of today has reported same, so I may not want to read the entire story because essentially what the story captures is what I have read, except to read a portion here which gives us a background to why Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has decided to issue this statement. Now is on page 3 of today's Daily Guide. And this is what it says. Ernest Kofi says, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has warned that state officials involved in the abuse of power and intimidation of opposition members would eventually be held accountable. Now, he cited the arrest and detention of David Esando, the Aguna West MPP organizer, over comments on the return of intermittent power outages, aka Dumso, on social media, as well as the detention of MPP Bono Regional Chairman Kwame Bafo Abronye, popularly known as Abronye DC. Dr. Bawumia said the actions were setting Ghana's democracy backwards and weakening constitutional freedoms. Now, that's it. That's how the Daily Guide captures it. Now, if you go to, so in a related development, speaking about the Bono Regional Chairman of the NPP, we have been told by today's Daily Guide that he has been rearrested and caged for 2 weeks over judge comments. Now, Jibril Abdul Razak says the Bono Regional Chairman of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronye DC, has been rearrested and remanded into custody over the Bureau of National Intelligence (BNI) over some alleged offensive conduct and publication of false news. He was initially arrested last month over the matter and was put before a circuit court which remanded him for 2 weeks. However, he was reportedly flown out of the country on health grounds following his remand and was rearrested upon his return to the country. He was put before a circuit court in Accra yesterday, charged with 1 count of offensive conduct conducive to the breach of the peace, contrary to Section 2071 of the Criminal Code 1960, Act 29. Court documents allege that Abronye DC in the month of April 2026, without lawful authority, uttered certain abusive words indicating that a judge sitting at the Delta Circuit Court is not a judge, but rather a politician who has covered, he said, who has covered your hair with a sack and claim you are a judge. That's in bad taste anyway. He was also charged with 1 count of publication of false news contrary to Section 2081 of the Criminal Code 1960, Act 29. According to court documents, the 44-year-old in a video circulating on social media made the political judge claims, a statement which is likely to cause fear and panic and disturb the public peace, knowing the statement to be false. He pleaded not guilty to the 2 charges, and the court, presided over by His Honor Joseph Yenuban Kusong, remanded him for 2 weeks to reappear on May 27. His lawyers had prayed the court to grant him bail pending the trial, but this was heavily opposed by the prosecution. Mr. Judge, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh. The prosecution's brief facts presented by Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP Emmanuel Nyamiche, alleged that in April 2026, Abuja DC falsely published a video online in which he made derogatory remarks to wit. The circuit court judge is very biased and always doing political cases, and that her rulings are wrong and full of grammatical errors in an attempt to incite members of the public against the court and the said judge. He is said to have stated that you are not a judge, but rather a politician who have covered your hair with a sack and claim you are a judge. Right. Sedu.
Yes.
Is that a fair criticism of this government or not?
Well, Moro, good morning once again. Good morning to my brother, the Deputy General Secretary of the MPP. Good morning to your distinguished viewers and the entire crew of Metro TV. Let me say good morning to the good people of Jirapa. Moro, democracy has rules. Democracy is not for you to always sit and say anything at any point in time. You see, if we don't understand it, we need to understand it. I'm not proud to associate with people who make reckless statements in the name of democracy or in the name of supporting a political party. You understand? And I have always said that if you want to be taken serious in your own party, you ought to let them know your substance, what you worth when you speak. It's when you speak that people analyze whether you are capable or not. A fool can be taken very serious. When you go to a meeting and keep quiet without saying anything, people will still value you. But when you open your mouth and what you voice out, that's how people judge you. So for me, I've been telling the New Patriotic Party, Moro, I will now repeat it here. I want to ask a question. Are they proud of the communication style of Abronya? Are they proud of how he communicates? This is a question probably I'll let my brother help me to answer. He's a human being. He's a politician. He supports the MPP. But I just want to ask whether they are indeed proud of the things Abronya says against his own party members and his opponents, to the extent that he has extended it to judges. You understand? You see, if you've been doing, probably, Abronya does things that he gets away with it. But when you take it to the bench, they will not allow you to malign them. They will not. The bench will not. You remember the 2012 election petition?
Yeah.
You see, people were convicted. Mm-hmm. You understand? People were convicted. Nobody impugned political meaning into it, because people were cautioned to be very careful in commenting on the trial. So for you to go hard on a judge, impugn his reputation and made the judge and made the public to believe that the judge is a politician rather than a judge, they will not take it kindly with you. So for me, in as much as we want people to speak their mind, you see, speaking your mind, you have to always do your research and have your facts. Free speech is not for you to throw lies. Free speech is not for you to throw falsehood into the public space. Free speech is not for you to insult or denigrate others without proof. Without proof. We have laws governing this country. You just mentioned Section 208 of the Criminal Offences Act 1962, Act 29. We have the Electronic Communication Act. We have laws that govern us. Moro, that is why, you see, it's in this democracy that I can come and sit here and talk freely and go home and sleep without being attacked, without anything. It is without laws, without the same laws, without laws. Abronya, there are people who will just accost him and beat him. But because of the same laws, because of the same democracy, he talks and go home and sleep freely. You understand? But if you steal and you are not caught, you will think that you are a master in thievery. You understand? But one day you will be caught. So he does all these things in the name of supporting his party and always get away with it free. For me, look, I tell even members of or all politicians, when you are reckless, in speaking or in addressing issues as a politician, the day you will want a position or something in your own party, that is when they will judge you and let you know that this is who you are. You remember the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong said it. He said he defended his own party when he wanted to be flag bearer. They came out with sins that he committed from his own party. It's not NDC. So I've been telling everybody in politics that we should be careful. We should be careful that in our bid to defend our party, in our bid to defend individuals in the party, in your bid to be known, you want to be known in your party, you can say things, just to get the attention of your party members, but they are also going to use the same things to judge you tomorrow when you are competing for something with other people in the same party. So everybody ought to be very careful in what we say.
Okay.
It's not bad to defend your party. It's not bad to say things against others. But you see, Moro, if I sit here to say things against you, I should have sufficient evidence to say that this is what Moro did. So I will take Moro on what he's done. But I cannot just come and sit here and say that Moro is NDC, Moro is NPP without proof. You understand? That is how Abronye has been communicated. And I'm not proud about that. And I've encountered many NPP members who equally are not proud of what Abronye is saying. You see, the laws must work. The laws must work. The NDC is the last political party that will get free speech. I want to tell Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer of the NPP. President Mahama is a media person. He supports free speech. But all of us should support the system to sanitize the political space. Moro, it's only today that even in your own party, somebody can just get up and insult you and they say it's democracy. I don't know which part of democracy that says that. You insult somebody, you malign somebody, you denigrate somebody, and when the person attempts to take action, then they say, oh, this is politics. So is that the definition of politics? Is that the definition of democracy? If we don't understand democracy, let's go back and learn from where we copied it from. But we cannot, in the name of democracy, and always denigrate people and insult people and say things about people that their whole family can even shake. Sometimes some of the things that they say about politicians, I wonder, Moro, I'm a politician. So there are times they say things about me, and I'm like, hey, am I the one that they are describing like this? You understand? I wonder. Because I know myself. I know I don't do some of the things that my critics or my opponents say I do. But they will say that this is Cletus, this is who he is. But I also know myself. But Moro, we need to sanitize the political space. Okay. We will never gut people from speaking their mind. Never at all. The NDC will not do that.
Okay.
But we should not also allow people to hide under political parties. Okay. To say things that they cannot substantiate.
Right.
If you say things against a judge, this one is not an NDC member that Abronye said those things against. It's not an NDC member. The judge is not an NDC member. The bench is not NDC. The judiciary is not NDC. Okay. The bench want to sanitize the system and let Abronye and others know that, look, you cannot go after the bench. We won't allow you that. Okay. You understand?
Okay.
The current president of the Republic of Ghana
called the entire Supreme Court justices as unanimous FC. In this country, the sitting president called them unanimous FC. All manner of names have been used against the judiciary in this country by NDC. The security agencies that is acting today were the same security agencies, because all those heading the affairs of the country in terms of the security installations are all senior officers of the security agencies. They were there. They never picked any of them up. This was not occasioned for the judiciary to petition or even call for the arrest of these particular people. No such thing was being done. In any case, the judiciary themselves should take course to read judgments from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court justices and rulings from the Supreme Court has addressed this matter extensively. Matters of insult, matters of attack, and what has been reported that is occasioning the detention, arrest of Honorable Abronye or my senior Abronye, the chairman for the Bono region of the MPP, can be dealt with under defamation. Nowhere that the law has indicated that a matter of defamation should warrant such detentions. Why is the judge so hurried to use judicial power and use state agencies' power to do what they are doing to my very senior brother, Abronye, the chairman for the Bono region MPP? Why? In any case, in Adenta court, there are two judges. There are two. He never mentioned a name. He said he's a political judge. What about somebody who is said is not even a politician? He's not even just a supporter, but an officer of the party. People even went ahead to have pictures of Justice Tukono with MPP paraphernalia as a women organizer. Nobody was arrested. In this same country called Ghana, my country, Ghana, nobody was arrested. Why are we doing this to ourselves as a nation? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we curtailing free speech? Why? You saw me in the video. What happened to our brother from the central region, David? David went and wrote that Dumso is back. And when we went to the BNI with our lawyer Fuakwa, the matter was, it was the same matter. Is Dumso not back? Dumso is back. Everybody knows.
I need some
even the deputy energy minister.
Yes. But I need some clarity.
Corroborated.
I need some clarity. Just a second. When you went to the BNI, following the arrest of David Isando, did they tell you specifically and in very clear terms that they arrested him because of the statement he made? Or basically, what did they tell you as being the reason why he was picked up?
That is part of the reason.
Oh, that's part of the reason.
Yes.
So there
because,
are other reasons.
before you will be able to get a bail,
okay.
Caution statements will be taken.
Right.
The lawyers and the clients were in there, and this matter came up, and they gave us the bail. Okay. But what even happened before we got to the BNI is even something that is bizarre. This gentleman was picked up at his store.
His store?
Yes.
His personal store?
His personal store
where he sells...
at Asiedu.
Okay.
He was in the store. Heavily built armed men. More than 20 of them went to pick David Isando. When they picked him and we got the information, the General Secretary called the regional CID in Central Region. No information. We called the district command, no information. We slept over. The next day we went straight to the national security. They said they don't know anything about it. We moved to the CID. We went to cyber security. They said they don't know anything about it. Then we realized that there was a notice that was sent to him, inviting him. And that one was from the Special Investigations, SI. We went to SI. We were told that they don't know anything about it because they invited him and the lawyer had informed them that he will arrange to bring him before the SI. We came down to Director CID's office. We were told that she was busy. One gentleman met with us and told us that they don't know anything about it. And in fact, he was very emphatic that he is with the national security. So we came down to now make few calls because, you know, political parties, we deal with intel. Then whilst we were standing there, they then instructed the police officers, the CID officers there to come and push us away. When we were to speak to the media, because they were asking questions. And when the media is asking questions, it's very clear because we're running with them. And at a point, we decided that this is a case of kidnap. And I told the police is in charge of internal security. And if the police cannot know or doesn't know where a citizen has been picked and nobody knows his whereabouts, then it's a kidnap. There is a cause to complain. After that particular scuffle, we went back to Blue Gate. When we went, we were then directed to SWAT unit. When we went to SWAT unit, they said they don't know anything about it. Then from SWAT unit, we went straight to Edu Boyne's former place. What's the name? Signals Bureau.
Signals Bureau, yes. National Signals Bureau.
We went to National Signals Bureau.
That's Laboni here.
Yes. When we went there, they told us that he's not with them. Then we picked our signals that he was in a vehicle standing inside the compound to be whisked to the national security at the immigration side, the headquarters. We rushed in there. We were told that he has been brought here just 2 minutes ago from Signals Bureau after lying to us. Then quickly they moved him to Kawakudi and we went there and were able to get bail. The officers there were very professional. At Kawakudi, they were very professional when we got there. But in a country that you live, your own country, that somebody is arrested and the police will tell you they don't know anything about it, SWAT doesn't know, SWAT's supposed to know every operational activity that is happening. They don't know. Then the person who has occasioned the picking of the person also tells her that he doesn't know anything. Is that a country that we are building? Why are we putting our democracy to that particular level? You see, people should realize there is one day, there is a day of accountability. The NDC will not continue to be in power forever. They will leave power. And I pray that God should give everybody long life to see the presidency of Dr. Bawumia. They should not complain. They should not complain when bail conditions are used as means to detain them. They should not complain. They should not complain. We are not going to sit down and allow these people to continue to destroy the democracy we have helped in building. We will not sit down. In a very few days, we will be having engagement with the diplomatic society, the diplomatic community. We'll be having extensive discussion with various stakeholders in this country, including the media. And we will stage a strong demonstration in this country. If they want, they should arrest all of us. As I sit here, from here, I'm going to the CID headquarters. They have invited another person for making commentary in the social media. They've forgotten what their people have done. When Sami Jemfi and Co. were talking rubbish without reference to any evidential value.
No, you can use another word, but not rubbish. Rubbish is the best.
Well, I take it about these were things that cannot stand.
Yes.
They were saying all manner of things. Nobody arrested them. Nobody arrested them. A black one will get up and accuse everybody without evidence.
Oh.
Ofosu Kwati and Co will get up, they will speak without evidence. They will insult everybody in another government. They will sit down and tell you, Nanado will speak, will sit in his house and smoke weed, and you'll be seeing things running through the house without any evidence. Nobody arrested them. This gentleman is talking about somebody who smokes weed, and then you will see a lot of things coming from his house, and he's been invited by the CID. Come on, what a nation. Why are we belittling Ghana to this particular stage? Why are we attacking free speech? Why are we being so selective that some people are deserving of being Ghanaians, others are not Ghanaians? It is very sad, Moro. This can happen to anybody in this country, but power will certainly change. And when it changes, people should not begin to question why this is happening.
But Haruna, let me ask you this. I mean, you have in the last 20 minutes expressed your misgivings and your disquiet about the way some of your party members are being handled or treated. One would have thought that having expressed this angst against the government for what it is doing to your party people, you'd be telling us that you would do things differently. But you're also saying that when you come, you repeat same. I mean, somebody would say, how do we make progress as a country if you're now telling us that when we come and we do the same thing, nobody should complain? I mean, shouldn't we be moving on? Shouldn't we be making progress, Haruna?
Moro, it's accountability. They said they are being accountable. They are making sure that people account.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we are also doing accountability, and they have a cause to complain, they should always make sure they reference what they did. It's not about paying back. Everybody has to do what we call accountability. And that is why we have state agencies that is in charge of accountability. One, when it comes to financial accountability, the Ghana Audit Service is there. And when it comes to responsible accountability, and other state agencies and actors are there.
Are you in your quest to get these persons you're talking about to be accountable also infringe on anybody's rights as you're claiming?
No, we will be very civil.
Especially because of the way you said you do same.
We'll be very civil in those particular matters. For example, Moro,
yes.
If a matter comes before me, assuming I'm the Iyoko boss, and a matter comes, they bring somebody to Iyoko, and I'm going to give a bail condition.
Yes.
I will not cite any other bail condition. I will just say, okay, go and pick the bail condition for Hanan. Bring it, let me see. Okay, apply that bail condition on that person. Have I made anything wrong?
Okay. But you're complaining about it now.
Yeah, so if we are complaining it's not good, and they said it is good. So if you think it is good, we'll apply it on you.
No,
certainly that one, you should be rest assured.
Why don't you rather be consistent?
No, we would...
Once it is not good, you say it is not good today, so it cannot be good tomorrow.
No, the person says it is good.
No, not what the person says. What you are saying.
No, the person says it's good. If the person had agreed with us, but the person insists that that bail condition should hold.